Hi everyone, Heather here with Astrology with Heather.com, and I am back with another weekly forecast. This one is for Monday, February 4th, all the way through to Sunday, February 10th of 2019. And this week I have good news. We have a new moon in the sign of Aquarius, which officially takes us out of eclipse season. And this new moon is actually looking pretty positive. It's going to be in a really nice sextile with Jupiter. And the sun will actually sextile Jupiter exact on Thursday the 7th. And this is going to be around the time or just after the time we'll first see the waxing crescent moon, which is the time when when it's appropriate to start initiating the action based on the intentions that we seed at the time of the new moon. And so this is all, very good stuff. In the same day that we're going to be having Jupiter in sextile with the sun, we'll have Mercury in sextile with Mars. And so I see this as being a really positive time of moving forward with plans and with actions that were stimulated by the fated events that occurred during eclipse season. And especially because all planets right now are still moving direct. And so this is a very rare occurrence, and this has been going on for, a little while now. I haven't mentioned it yet in these videos, but it's happening. And there's always so much to talk about, especially during eclipse season and with all the crazy astrology going on. But yeah, so we have everything moving forward right now, and really powerful new opportunities for new beginnings in the area of our lives that's represented by Aquarius in the birth chart. And so I will get into that when I get into the forecast for all 12 signs. But before I do, I want to just mention to you all, I have a quick announcement. I am offering a pre-sale 33% off of all of my solar return forecasts for the year. Beginning with the sign of Aries, I'm going to be doing one forecast per month for your sun sign. These forecasts that I do here on a weekly basis are based on your rising sign primarily, and your sun sign is secondary. These forecasts that I'm offering, which are going to be an extended 90-minute forecast with a PDF file that gives a key so you can make the most out of the videos and interpretations, so you can get a very detailed, accurate reading out of this general forecast. These are going to be based on your sun sign specifically, and they're going to be based on your personal solar year beginning with your birthday. And so you can pre-order yours now. All the way through Capricorn, I had to disengage from the Aquarius and the Pisces solar return because it was confusing people, because I'm starting with Aries, and those ones won't be available until the start of 2020. So, you don't need to pre-order those now, I guess. But for everyone else, the pre-order is now available. You can get them for $11.99, super inexpensive, especially for the amount of detail and effort and work I'm putting into this. I'm going to make sure that it's very specific to each person. You're going to be able to get specific interpretations for the year ahead based on your birth date, and also timing of specific events that can occur in your life based on your own birth date. So nobody else out there that I know of is doing a forecast like this, so it's going to be very unique. So you can get that. The link to purchase and pre-order your video is in the description of this video down below. And as always, if you want to book a personal reading with me, solar return or otherwise, you can do that in the description of the video down below at the link provided. And so yeah, so let's get back into the forecast for this week. So just a couple more things before we get into the weekly forecast, because there's not like a ton of crazy stuff going on here. So we do have that sun sextile to Jupiter, and I mentioned that this is really good for new beginnings because it's occurring just after the new moon, and the new moon will be part of this sextile. And when the sun is in sextile with Jupiter, this is anytime you have a positive aspect between the sun and Jupiter, this is a very optimistic, outgoing, enthusiastic, ambitious sort of energy where you can have much more good fortune when it comes to your work, when it comes to connecting with people in positions of authority. So authority figures, which, have an association with the sun. The sun is the king. And, so this is actually really good for furthering your goals and your aspirations, especially as it relates to your work, or as it relates to connecting with an important figure in your life, or as it relates to you coming into your own success, your own power, your own authority. That could be part of it as well, depending on where this is showing up in your life, which we'll totally get into in just a minute. The other thing too, with Mercury and sextile to Mars on Saturday or on Thursday, this could be a time when you really want to jump into something new. So this is actually a really great energy for for communication and for very direct communication. If you need to say something to somebody and you need to say it very directly, very bluntly, straight to the point, it's actually going to come across a little bit more gentle and more tactful than it normally would. So that's a good thing. And this is really great for taking action. These are the two very active, very fast moving planets. When we talk about Mars, we're talking about willpower, ambition, motivation, and action. And Mercury moves very quickly. It's connecting the mind with taking action, right? So it's thinking about something and then jumping in and acting on it very quickly, but in a way that is well thought out and not necessarily super impulsive. It's going to be impulsive in a good way. Like, I thought of this great idea, I need to take action, I'm going to do it now, and it's going to be successful, right, under this energy. So a lot of good stuff going on this week. And then into the weekend, not a whole lot going on. Mercury will also be coming into a sextile with Uranus, and that's another good energy for mental stimulation. So people's minds will be very active and very fast. People will have this week a lot of plans, a lot of ideas, and they're going to want to communicate those. So you might find yourself on the receiving end of a lot of phone calls and text messages, and a lot of mental stimulation going on. This is a great week for mental labor of all kinds, for plotting and planning and scheming new ideas, for creating innovative new solutions to old problems, that type of thing. It's a great week for the mind, for the intellect, until we come into Sunday. And then it's not necessarily a bad day for those types of things, but Mercury will be moving into the sign of Pisces. And so Mercury in Aquarius is very, very different from Mercury in Pisces. For the first part of the week, all the way up until Saturday, Mercury will be in the sign of Aquarius, where it's going to be much more inquisitive, much more scientific in terms of the way that we're thinking and communicating. We're going to be thinking outside the box. This is like genius energy, right? So we're having these genius, brilliant ideas and flashes of insight this week, with Uranus sextiling Mercury, with Mercury sextiling Mars, and with this Mercury energy in the sign of Aquarius. And then we come into Sunday, and our minds are going to become much more intuitive, much more creative. We're going to be thinking about things in terms of visions, impressions. We'll see like a whole picture or an image of something, but it's not necessarily always going to make rational, logical sense. And so that's the difference in the energy of, Aquarius to Pisces. The Pisces is more visual and more impressionistic and more intuitive, and so we'll be thinking more intuitively. We'll be using our intuition more as guidance. This is a really good energy for consciously connecting with other realms and analyzing the information that comes through. And this is really excellent for creative communication and creative self-expression of all kinds, especially writing and journaling and that type of thing. So there's things you can use with this, but it also makes it so communication becomes a little less clear, a little less realistic, a little less tangible, and connected to reality, right? A little less connected to what's going on here and now, and a little more connected to what's going on in our minds and what's going on elsewhere. And this is an energy where our minds could be elsewhere. It's very good for fantasizing and for daydreaming and coming up with, it's really good for our imaginations, right? So coming up with creative plans, using our imaginations, visualizing the plans that we want to embark on instead of writing them down and planning them out and plotting and scheming. It's going to be more like a feeling and an impression. And so that's how the energy will shift on Sunday. But that's really what we have going on this week. Not a lot of craziness, which is probably welcome. And so I'm going to show you the new moon. Actually, I forgot to pull this up here. So this is the chart for the new moon, which is occurring at 15 degrees in the sign of Aquarius. And so anybody who has planets on or near 15 degrees in Aquarius or Leo, and also if you have planets at 15 degrees or near 15 degrees in the sign of Taurus or Scorpio in the fixed signs, this will be a new beginning that's going to be a little bit more intense and a little bit more challenging, but there's more energy behind it, so it's going to sort of burst you forth into something new. And then when we look at the energy of Jupiter's showing us where we can get a little help and where we can get some positive energy to help us to generate these new beginnings, right? So where is the good energy coming from? Where is the good fortune coming from? Where is that momentum going to be? And so we'll see that with the new moon, but we'll also see where we're getting some help, right? Jupiter is the great benefic. It brings good fortune. It brings expansion, it brings luck, it makes things a little bit easier. And so this is going to show us where things can show up a little bit more easily in relationship to these new beginnings, or where we can find a little help. And so I'm going to start doing the forecast beginning with Aries and Aries Rising. And so for Aries and Aries Rising, I gotta go over here to be in the middle, scoot over a little bit. So for Aries and for Aries Rising, this energy for the new moon is occurring in your 11th house of friendship and social networks. And so this could be a time where you have new beginnings in relationship to your friends, where you start to make new friends and to connect with new people or new groups of people, or to start some sort of endeavor that involves maybe something more altruistic and humanitarian, like a charitable pursuit, or maybe you want to join or form a club or an organization, or do something involving social media, or networking with people via the internet, or networking with people in general. And so this is a time where you can spark new beginnings for the remainder of the month. Set those intentions for new friendships, new bonds, forming connections with new groups of people. And what can help you here is Jupiter. So Jupiter is in your 9th house, and it's making a sextile to the sun and moon. And so the help that you get, it could be that you meet a group of people that's in a foreign country or at a distance. So it could very literally be you connecting with a group of people via the internet. And it'll be more beneficial if these are people from different cultures or different backgrounds, or there's some sort of philosophical or religious connection to the people that you're connecting with. That could be part of it as well with Jupiter, and Jupiter being in your 9th house. And also this can help you to spark new beginnings, maybe set an intention to connect with people who share similar beliefs, similar philosophical, moral, and ethical values, or that help you to expand your own belief systems and your own moral values and to understand things from a different perspective. All right, and then for Taurus and for Taurus Rising, this new moon is occurring in your 10th house of career and public reputation. And so this could be a really powerful month for new beginnings as it relates to your career and what it is that you're doing out in the world. And so if you want to get a new job, if you want to start a new work-related project, if you want to get a promotion, if you want just a reset in that area of your life in general, now's the time when you can seed those intentions. And it doesn't mean that it's going to all happen at once, but you definitely have a lot of momentum there, a lot of energy there, and Jupiter's helping you. This could also be you wanting to do something where you're getting financial backing for a work-related project, or an investor for a business or something along those lines. If that is the case, then you do definitely have the green light for that, because Jupiter is making that sextile to the moon and sun as part of this new moon, and Jupiter is in your 8th house, which is other people's money, right? So this whole year you can expand on money that comes in through an outside source, through marriage, through debt, getting a loan or something like that, if that's what you want and need, or through taxes, or inheritance, or through investors, right? Or through investments. So, this could be money coming in from the outside, or you taking your hard-earned money from the 10th house, from your career, and investing it into something and seeing some sort of payoff, so that way you can create the future that you want for yourself as it relates to your career and what you're doing out in the world. Something maybe a little bit more independent, a little bit more Aquarian, right? Where you're innovative, ahead of your time, doing your own thing. All right. And for Gemini and for Gemini Rising. For Geminis, this is happening in your 9th house, which is the house of foreign travel. It's the house of your beliefs. It's the house of higher education, higher knowledge, higher wisdom, and learning through experience. And so you're having a brand new beginning in this area. Maybe you are thinking about embarking on some really crazy new travel plans, and maybe you're doing it in partnership with somebody, because Jupiter is making a sextile from your 7th house. And so, go on an adventure this month, or seed the intentions and set the framework for an adventure with somebody, right? Anybody that you're close with. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can be, a close friend, a close relative. You could even travel, with a business partner or something like that to reach some sort of end goal related to your business. or to expand your business in some sort of way, or to just gain a new perspective on what it is that you're doing. But this is a really good time to embark on a journey of knowledge through that you gain through experience with a partner. So traveling to a foreign land, taking, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, girlfriend, your best friend, whoever, that's something really incredible to do. You could also embark on some sort of new educational pursuit or seeking of higher wisdom. It doesn't necessarily have to be through a mainstream educational institution. It could just be that you're seeking out new knowledge or a new teacher and connecting one-on-one with a new teacher or something like that, or embarking on some sort of new knowledge within a partnership. And so these are all really good things that you could do to seed intentions for this new moon and for the month ahead. A lot of forward momentum in this area for you. All right, and then for Cancer and for Cancer Rising. So this new moon is occurring in your 8th house, which is the house of debt, taxes, other people's money, sex, transformation. It's a lot of that deep stuff, the hidden stuff. And so when you have the new moon in the 8th house, this is a time of empowerment, because the 8th house is really the house of power. It's the house that shows the way that you utilize your power. It's the house that shows, that describes different institutions and different things that take away your power, or even internal sort of issues that strip you of your power, like fear and trauma and insecurity and anxiety. Because when you're, as I always say, when you are, being guided by fear, right, you're being disempowered. When you're afraid, it's sort of directing how you live your life. And so this could bring up an opportunity for you to very easily embark on a journey of transformation on a psychological and emotional level, to address fears, wounds, insecurities, to begin some sort of therapy or counseling, because that's 8th house stuff as well, to get to the bottom of things, to pull it up, to see it, and to release it so you're no longer afraid. This could be you taking back your power as it relates to financial issues, debts, shared finances, joint resources, anything where you feel like your power is being taken away because somebody's holding money over your head. This could be a really great time for you to address that and to set that intention. And Jupiter is in your 6th house, which is the house of work, but it's also the house of health and healing. And so there could be a little bit of a boost to your health and to the way that you feel, as a result of going through this process of empowerment, seeking transformation, seeking deeper wisdom and knowledge and self-understanding. Or this could be you working really hard in the 6th house very easily to funnel money into that 8th house and pay off some debts, right? These are all different variations of the energy. But the end result of whatever it is that you intend for this month should be empowerment, right? Becoming more, sitting more within your own power, understanding your power and utilizing it more effectively. All right, and then for Leo and for Leo Rising. This new moon is happening in your 7th house, which is the house of relationships. And so this could be a powerful new beginning in relationships for you. This could be you setting out on some sort of new plan, new journey within a partnership. So doing something new in your relationship with your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, or with a close friend. So embarking on a new journey in partnership with somebody else, or even coming into a new partnership. It doesn't always have to be a marriage partnership or a long-term relationship in the 7th house. This could be you, coming into a new close friendship, meeting your new best friend, coming into a new business partnership, right? Finding that perfect person to pair with to reach your goals and plans with business. You have Jupiter in the 5th house, though, which is the house of romance. So if you are in partnership, this is a really great time to embark on some sort of new romantic pursuit. Romance will be on your side. Play, fun, spontaneity, the things that you love to do because you love to do them, right? Hobbies, interests, that childlike energy, and also the energy of romance. That's all linked to what's going on here with this new beginning in your 7th house of relationship. And so this could be a powerful new month for relationships for you. You could get that spark back in your relationship if that's what you need. Things can flow a lot more easily. You can have more fun together, or just set the intention to do something new that's fun together. Like we're going to have a date night, once a week, and go out to a fun concert or restaurant or something like that, right? Show off your partner somewhere. that type of thing. Or, you know, you could take a new class together, do something fun together, whatever it is that you enjoy with your partner. But think about something new that you can do together, that you can initiate. And if you're not in partnership, think about something new and fun and exciting that you can do with your friends, or with your children if you have any. Or, you know, this could be a really good time for connecting with somebody for business. The fifth house is entrepreneurs. So all of these things are, you know, you have the green light to set intentions for Leos. All right, and then for Virgo and for Virgo Rising, there you are. So this new moon is happening in your 6th house of work and daily routines and health, right? And so this could be a powerful reset to your health and to your nutrition. So if you want to embark on some sort of nutritional regimen, a different diet, a different exercise plan in order to maintain or to create better health for yourself, now is a time when you can absolutely do that. And you'd have a lot of support from your home environment, from your family in doing so. This is also a really great time to establish new routines for yourself in your home and in your daily life that are going to be better suited for you, that give you like more space and allow you to have more freedom in your day-to-day experience, more freedom in the home. This could even be something like, you know, making better habits for cleaning up and keeping things tidy. This could be also something related to your work where you're going to have better work-home balance. This is a good time to set intentions for new routines or new projects with your work and your career and your daily work routines, or in the way that you show up in service of other people in your work, or the way that you connect with your coworkers. That could be part of it as well. Maybe you've had some bad blood in the past and you want to start fresh, and now would be a really great time that you could do that. And you'd have the support of your family members and the people that you care about to help you through. And so, yeah, but I think a lot of this is going to be about daily routines as it relates more to your health and more to your home environment than your work, but your work can certainly be part of it as well. All right. And for Libra and for Libra Rising. So this energy is happening in your 5th house of play, fun, romance, passion. So this could be a new beginning. This could be a new love affair, or a new not a secret relationship, but a new relationship that's fun and exciting for you that could show up this week. This could be you reigniting the spark in romance. This could be you opening up fun and playful communication with a partner, or in your romantic life. This could be you having more fun and more play and connecting more with children, with your own children. This could be a time where you want to set the intention to spend more time doing the things that you love to do because you love to do them. Maybe you want to take on a new hobby that you've been thinking about pursuing. Maybe you want to just go out more and have more fun. You can set that intention. You know, connecting with people in your community can be something that you can find enjoyment with this month as well. So thinking about ways that you can engage in your community in ways that are fun, like going out to like a farmer's market or a concert, or you know, whatever it is that your community is doing this week. That could be something that you could think about, you know, connecting with, because the connections with people in your community, your neighbors, you know, even extended family members, siblings, you know, cousins, aunts, uncles, that type of thing is the 3rd house as well. But connecting, you know, with these types of people it's only going to enhance your pleasure and your fun and, you know, your connection to your passions. And so maybe finding people in your community who are passionate about the same things that you are and setting the intention to connect. All right. So for Scorpio and Scorpio Rising, this new moon is happening in your 4th house. The 4th house is the house of home, family, property. And so this is a really great time to set some sort of intention as it relates to your home and your property and your family dynamic, your family situation, your connections with your family members. Maybe you want to, you know, buy a home or something like that, or rent a new home, or expand on where you're living, or redecorate in some sort of way. You know, if you do that this week, you might actually have the financial backing to make it a possibility, because you have Jupiter in your 2nd house, which is the house of finances, material material possessions, making a beautiful sextile to this new moon, which is happening in your 4th house of the home, of your property. And so maybe now's the time to make the move. Maybe now's the time to buy something or to set the intention to buy something. Maybe this is the time to, start thinking about that renovation that you wanted to do to your home, that new beginning, that new space you want to create. Maybe you want to add an addition to your home, or have some landscaping done, or get a new garden or something like that, or change something. Maybe you want to buy like an RV and live as a nomad with Aquarius on your IC. All of these things are possible, and this is a time when you can set those intentions to have these plans come to fruition. This could also be a really great time for new beginnings in your relationship with your family members. So if you've been having a struggle or a hard time connecting with your family, with the eclipses and all that the past couple of years, there's been a little bit of diciness there, and now's the time to start fresh. And especially if there's any sort of financial issues or financial disputes within your home or your family situation, now is a time when you can really work on cleaning those up. All right. Oops, wrong way. So Sagittarius and Sagittarius Rising. So you are having a new moon in your 3rd house, which is the house of communication. It's the house of community. So this is a really great time to to set intentions for connecting with some sort of new community, or joining a community organization, connecting with siblings, extended family members. That's something that you could seed intentions for. Developing a better relationship with your siblings and extended family members if you have any. This is a really great time to embark on any sort of community related activity, or to connect with your neighbors, or to connect with a new neighborhood, or to take a short distance trip. A lot of times when you have a new moon in the 3rd house, it can bring a little bit of travel. Not usually travel that's super far away, but travel by car, or you could do something like purchase a new vehicle, or find a new route, or you can have an easier commute to and from work. That could be part of it too, because that's 3rd house stuff. You could have new beginnings in communication and marketing. If you have your own business, this could be you having a new marketing strategy, you filling out or finalizing some sort of paperwork, maybe tax stuff or something like that. It'll come a lot more easily for you if you embark on that journey this week. And with this sextile to Jupiter, it's in your 1st house. So you're going to be the one initiating this, and your own energy, your own ambitions, your own self-interest is what's going to benefit you in completing your plans and goals. If you have your sun, moon, rising at 18 degrees, so I would say anywhere from 16 to 20 degrees in the sign of Jupiter, you have a Jupiter conjunction going on right now. So this is a time when, everything that you do is sort of blessed by the energy of Jupiter. It flows a lot more easily. You can accomplish a lot more. And, the results of whatever it is you initiate right now, they come a lot more easily. Even if they don't happen all at once, this does indicate expansion and good fortune as a result of what you're doing in these areas. So maybe you just have to send out an important email or an important letter, or make an important phone call this week. If you do that, and you take the initiative, and you start something and make it happen, the end results are going to be positive. All right, and then Capricorn and Capricorn Rising. So for Capricorns, this is a new beginning in your finances. And so this is a really great time to seed intentions for some sort of new financial plan or project, maybe even a new job where you create more money and wealth for yourself. This is a really great time to purchase something new. If you're looking at making a major purchase, you can sort of set the intentions for that during this time. This is a really great time to balance the budget and to look at your finances, because whatever it is that you initiate in this realm, it's going to be beneficial to you. It's going to be beneficial to you externally in terms of like your physical manifestation of wealth, of ownership of property, of material possessions, but it's also going to bring a lot of internal satisfaction. And also this could be you setting the intention to create enough resources so you can take like a retreat or a vacation, or spend more time in solitude and seclusion away from the world, because this is Jupiter in your 12th house, which is the house of it's being hidden away. It's the house of rest, right? So and also getting some rest and just spending time in your own space, right? Spending time focusing on your inner world. This can actually help you to create better plans moving forward, and as it relates to your finances. So maybe you're thinking about changing something with your work or the way that you create money, and you need some time to reflect and to take time away from the world in order to have that plan fully formed so you can move forward. All right, and then for Aquarius and Aquarius Rising. There you are. So for Aquarius and Aquarius Rising, this is a new beginning for you. So especially if you have your sun or moon or rising sign near 15 degrees in the sign of Aquarius. So I would really say anywhere from, let's say 12 to 18 degrees, you're going to be feeling this the most, and this is going to be a powerful new beginning for you. And if your sun is at 15, between 13 to 18 degrees or 12 to 18 degrees, you're having a new moon in your solar return. So happy birthday. And this is a year of brand new beginnings for you in all areas of life. This is every time I've seen like a new moon in someone's solar return chart, it's a pivotal year. It's a year of endings and new beginnings where your whole life is transformed, especially as it relates to the position of the sun and moon in the solar return. But in general, for Aquarius, this is a time of new beginnings where you get to start something new that favors your own needs, your own self-interest. And your friends are going to help you in doing this. So this could just be you wanting to show up more as you are in the world, to share your identity more, to align yourself with who you truly are, and to shed old conditioning. Maybe you've been afraid that your friends won't accept you for who you are. And, this Jupiter aspect ensures that they will. So now's the time to jump in and to initiate. Whatever it is that you're doing, initiating plans and projects that you want to do because you're excited about it. Your friends are going to support you, and this could actually increase your social networks and your group of friends. You could have more friends in abundance. You're having that Jupiter transit through Sagittarius in your 11th house anyway, so your social circle will be expanding a little bit this year, or it'll just be flowing a lot more easily. You'll have much better connections with groups of people and with your friends. And so whatever it is you're initiating, you have the green light to do it, and that'll facilitate those connections. All right, and then finally Pisces and Pisces Rising. There we are. So for Pisces and Pisces Rising, this is a new moon in your 12th house, which is the house of endings. So this could actually be more of an ending than a new beginning, where you're looking at clearing up some karma, like getting rid of any old energy and anything that really doesn't serve you moving forward. Anything from the past, any stuck, stagnant, stale energy, you can release it right now much more easily. This is a great time to seed intentions for any sort of spiritual endeavors, anything that is going to help you to spend more time in solitude and seclusion, or spend more time resting. Or maybe this would be a really great time to set the intention to go on some sort of spiritual retreat. And if you are afraid of getting time off for that, Jupiter in your 10th house is going to ensure that your work is going to give you the space, and that you're going to be able to do what you need to do in order to take care of your internal well-being, your spiritual self, right? And this is a great time to embark on any new creative pursuits, especially as it relates to your work and your public reputation and what it is that you're putting out there into the world. So spiritual and creative pursuits, you have the green light to initiate. Anything that helps you to spend more time resting and relaxing and being creative and being in your own space, now is the time to initiate that. And especially if this involves your work, or even if it's something as simple as, like I said before, you have to get permission to take time off, now's the time when you can really work on that, especially coming into Thursday, like Wednesday, Thursday. That would be the time to ask for that time. Just some electional there for you Pisces. So that is my forecast for all 12 signs. So thank you guys so much for watching my videos, for subscribing to my channel. And if you haven't already done so, and you are somebody who's interested in such things, I did post a video recently, earlier this week, about anxiety in the birth chart and some just very simple tips for finding calm. And I'm really excited about this video. It incorporates a lot of my different knowledge and experience from the past in working with clients and in my own life and in my education. And I'm starting to sort of merge all of these worlds here, and I'm creating a series on stress and anxiety that I'm going to be doing. So there'll be more to come with those videos. But if you haven't checked it out, especially if you're somebody who suffers from anxiety or burnout, or who gets easily stressed out and runs a little bit more anxious than other people, there could be some helpful tips in there for you. So anyway, thank you so much. And as always, you can book a reading with me. The link is in the description below, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.